Okay, so this is the second video for type 1, and in this video I'm going to explain the solutions for number 2, 3, and 4 items in the assessment. Okay, so let's start with number 2. So in number 2, so you were given that a is equal to 2, b is equal to -6, c is equal to 5, find the value of the expression b squared minus 4ac. So this question is all about testing if you know how to use values for a given expression, how to substitute properly. Okay, so as you can see, this is the one that we need to find the value. So note that b is equal to -6, a is equal to 2, and then c is equal to 5. So simply place those numbers in the b squared minus 4ac expression. Now, my tip for you is that whenever you supply a value, like you place this -6 on the b, it's always good to put a parenthesis or to use a parenthesis. Because sometimes if you solve this in the calculator and you don't put the parenthesis, the -6 squared will have a different value to -6 squared. And this is the proper way, and this is not the correct way of writing it. Okay, so this will end up as a negative number in the calculator. This one will end up as a positive number in the calculator. So you have to be very careful when you place numbers in the variables. Okay, so here, so as I suggested, you use parentheses. So we place -6 on b. So we have the parenthesis, -6 squared, and then that's the 4. So you have the 4. Your a is 2 and your c is 5. Okay, following PEMDAS, you can have -6 as 36. Now, although there's a subtraction, we have to multiply first before the subtraction. So 4 times 2 times 5. That equals 8 times 5 equals 40. So 36 coming from the -6 squared minus the 40. So you're subtracting more from what you have. Okay, so 40 is bigger than 36. So if you subtract it from 36, then it will give you a -4. 4 basically the difference of 36 and 40. And it's a negative because you're subtracting a bigger number from a smaller number. Okay? Now in number 3, we want to simplify the expression 3x minus 15y plus 8z minus 7x plus 8y minus 4z. Now note there are many ways to simplify expressions, but in this video I'm going to show you a more systematic, at least for me, I think this is a more systematic way of dealing with this kind of expressions. Some people will do it in 1 step, 2 steps, but if you just need to be more careful, then you have to do it step by step. Okay, so we have here the same expression. So as the first step, we copy the given, and then if you notice from the first step going here, what I did was I tried to group all the x. You see how I have the -7x closer now to 3x. Then I copied minus 15y. Then the 8y will go to the 15y. And then 8z, and then minus 4z. So just arrange them in such a way that the like terms, when you say like terms, the same x, the same y, the same z, are closer to each other or next to each other. Okay, so once you have this, you could tell already what is 3x minus 7x. So you're subtracting more from what you have, because you have 3x minus 7x, that will be -4x. And then the minus 15, think of that as -15y, and then 8y. Together, these two will become -7y. Okay, this is because this is -15, taken as -15, and this is 8. Okay, so take the difference of the two, but since you have more of the negative, then you have the -7y. 8z minus 4z is basically 4z. So the simplified or expression for this given expression is negative 4x minus 7y plus 4z. And then number 4, you have to find the sum. So the sum is a result of addition, so all you have to do is to add these two. So to write it down, you have minus 3xy minus 4wz, that's your first group. And then since you have to get the sum, then you have to add the negative 2xy minus 8wz, that's your second group of expressions. Now, when adding, if you're going to remove the parentheses, the symbols or the signs of the expressions will not be affected. So this is 3xy, still 3xy, minus 4wz is still minus 4wz. Now plus negative 2xy means minus 2xy, plus the negative of 8wz means negative 8wz minus, okay? So you can think of that as positive times negative is negative, positive times negative is negative. So that is why you have minus 2xy and minus 8wz. Okay, so here is very crucial, or it's very critical for you to know the different rules on signs. Like what will happen if you have positive times negative, negative times positive, negative times negative, or positive times positive. Okay, so once you have this expression, all you have to do is to bring the like terms closer to each other. Okay, now when you bring the like terms closer to each other, this is the key. No, the sign before the expression is the sign you carry when you transfer them or when you group them. So as you can see, minus 2xy will remain as minus 2xy. Minus 4wz will remain as minus 4wz. Minus 8wz will remain as minus 8wz. So once you have the terms now grouped based on as like terms, okay, so 3xy minus 2xy, it means we have 3 of it and then minus 2 of it, so you have 1 xy, which can be written as just xy. You don't need to write 1 anymore, it's understood as 1 xy, okay. Minus 4wz minus 8wz, so think of this as negative 8 and negative 4, so that's about negative 12. So you have negative 12wz. Okay, so that's how you find the sum of 3xy minus 4wz and negative 2xy minus 8wz. Now, again, this is one of the possible questions that could appear. We're looking here for the sum, so you have to add. Sometimes you have to look for the difference, so you have to subtract. If I ask you to find the product, then you have to multiply. If I ask you to find the quotient, then you have to divide. So you do not limit your knowledge on the sum. You should also be prepared on what if you will be asked for the difference, what if you will be asked for the product, what if you will be asked for the quotient. Okay, so all those 4 operations, all the 4 operations, you need to know how to apply them. Okay, so that's it for this. So what we have done in this video is that I showed you the solution to number 2, 3, and 4. This is again for type 1 of MT4 basic algebra and algebraic manipulation. Okay, that's it.